protect ourselves against the ferocious attacks of Maya, is it not? Right? So let's utilize the next 10 minutes in chanting the holy name together with our heart, with our mind, with our words, with our ears, and with our hands, fingers. Yes, let's utilize all our physical and mental and spiritual senses to completely absorb in the chanting of the holy name. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschat Desh Tarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschad Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vasudeva Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakha Vasudeva Parayoga Vasudeva Parakriya Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapa Vasudeva Parodharmo Vasudeva Paragatihi Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. My humble obeisance to all the assembled young, energetic, enthusiastic devotees. Karina, Chakrika, Vedahi, Beyonto, Isha, Lakshya, Vinita, Avni, Sampada, Rama, Binayaks. Is it Sushilpa Mother? Is it
Haribol Prabhuji, it's me. I'm waiting for Jashid to join.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ashrit, Nishita, Navya, Ayush, Atharv. Thank you so much for taking out your most precious time. I know all of you are very, very busy in this world with so many classes, projects, assignments, and so many responsibilities you got. But still, you make Krishna as your priority, you make Bhakti as your priority, and you take out time in spite of your very busy schedules. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. So type in a few words, type me, write to me in a few words, how are you feeling today? Navya, good to see you. Please, everyone type. I'm eager to hear. And for those who can turn their cameras on, that would be great. Some of you are tired. Everyone type in fast, fast. Very tired. Oh, Krishna. You're very tired. Pretty good, good. Okay, for those who are saying very tired, why are you so tired? Please tell me, what's the reason that you are very tired or tired? Did you go for a marathon? Or did you are very busy in something? Atharv, tell me, how was your day? I'm eager to hear from some of you. Want to share? I can't hear you, my friend.
It was tiring.
It was tiring. What was the tiring part in your day? What
So yesterday we had like this thing, and then I slept really late, and then when I woke up, like we had a class, like a music class.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see. Okay. How many of you do regular any form of exercise, either yoga or running or and what happened to Navya? Is your hand okay? I thought you had a sling or some plaster or something. Good. Everything is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's just my shirt. It pulls up over my thumb.
I thought that for a moment I got scared. It felt like a plaster or something.
Yeah, it looked like one.
Yeah, so I was asking, how many of you do some form of regular physical exercise and where you sweat and okay, most of you. That's good. That's good, wonderful. Very nice. So balance is good. I understand that it's you're ready for maybe Monday to go to school, but staying healthy, and when you feel tired, you can always take some rest. Yeah. But I'm very happy to see again all of you. So some of you memorize the verse. Raise your hand if you memorize 1.2.28 from the Bhagavatam. Okay, Avni, Vedehi, Isha, Lakshay, Navya. Who else memorized? Sampada also did. Okay, very good. Who's in a position to speak it? Okay, Navya. If you memorize it, you should be in a position to speak also. Avni, go ahead, Navya, Avni. Yeah.
Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramaka, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriya.
Wonderful. That's the first part, right? You memorized the first one of that, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, I also memorized the second.
Okay, very good. So maybe Avni will share the second one. And for those who did not, give me a good reason why you did not, right? I want to hear that reason too. Yes.
Vasudeva param jnanam, Vasudeva param tapa, Vasudeva paro dharmo, Vasudeva paragati.
Excellent, excellent. Who can share the meaning in verbate, not in your words? Yeah, you can paraphrase it. Who can share the meaning? Try, I'll help you out. You can try. Sampada, you want to try?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I think the first verse means Krishna is the essence of all yoga. He is the essence of all Veda scriptures, and he's also the essence of all the kriya or the activities we do, or like whatever we do should be dedicated for him.
Very nice. Excellent. Wonderful. So my dear friends, please, if you are not memorizing, it's not a like grade, either you'll get like an A grade or B grade or C grade. It's, we're not like or it's not that, I will chastise you or anything like that. I won't say. So if you are doing it, you're doing for your good, right? Please understand that. If I'm doing for my own, bhakti is very, first we do it for our own self. Is it not? If you are chanting, who's getting the most benefit out of it? Your mother, your father, myself, your neighbor, who's getting the most? If you are focusing on memorizing these verses, which are none other than Krishna's words, Vyasadev's words, Shukdev Goswami's words, the Bhagavatam verses, Bhagavad Gita verses, who is getting the most benefit? You'll get the most benefit. So be selfish in the sense, first do our own good. And I'm sure, is memorizing 8 words difficult? This verse has only 8 words you had to memorize, correct? Veda, Makha, Yoga, Kriya, right? You can even do acronyms, right? Like the first letter of each, or whatever way it helps. Veda, Makha, Yoga, Kriya. In the next verse has what? Jnana, Tapa, Dharma, and Gati. That's it. Now, is it very hard to memorize these 8 words? I am an old person now, right? I don't want to solve a math problem again, but I am almost 2 or 2.5 times or somewhere 3 times your age, right? So I'm an old guy now. You're all young, fresh, enthusiastic, energetic, right? You have a lot of enthusiasm. You have a lot of intelligence. You have a lot of potential. Sky is the limit for you. And I'm not saying this because the sake of saying. children are naturally more fast in learning things, or in the youth, which are youth, right? After 18 years, our ability to comprehend or to memorize things goes drastically down. This is scientifically proven. You can learn a language just by being around it, right? Kids can learn up to 5-7 languages if there's people around them are speaking it. So you have that potential, you have that resources available. Take the maximum advantage of it. Okay. That's all my humble request. Okay. Now we'll begin today's topic. And today's topic, we'll start with some discussion. And the discussion is God forgiving, right? Is God forgiving? And if so, does he only forgive his devotees? Or does he forgive everyone? Or does he forgive like selectively some people? He'll forgive Sampada, but not me because of any reason. Or he'll forgive those who are rich, but maybe not poor ones, or something like that. He's selective, right? Due to whatever criteria. So let's take some thoughts. Let's take some thoughts on this topic. Think for a moment, and we'll make a team. We'll have a little debate, okay? And we'll do maybe boys or girls, right? I think they are kind of equal. Not, I have not done the exact count, but more or less, the girls are a little more in count. But still, let's do it that way, if that's okay. So, is that okay? We'll do a short debate for 5-7 minutes. So one team says he is forgiving to all, right? Let's put it. But one team is saying, okay, either he's not forgiving or he's forgiving to only selective people. Okay. So who will take which side? And maybe come up with a leader also. One from the boys team, one from the girls team. Navya, you want to be the leader? You have to turn on some lights there. Your lights, I think you need some lights in the room. You are. Vinayak wants to be the lead in boys team. Who but okay, and Vedi? Okay, let's do that. Okay. So what's the topic? Vedi, you'll pick one topic, one side. Which one?
God is forgiving to
is
all.
Forgiving to all. And the other side is either he's not forgiving or he's forgiving to very selected few people. So you all know what we are doing here? Is everyone clear? You all have to think for a minute, right? Take some time, take some notes, and then everyone will get chance only once to speak because there are so many. Maybe not everyone will get, but few of you will only get once chance, okay? So whenever the teams are ready, we can start this. And raise your hand so it flows smoothly, not just randomly. So if you have a point to make, raise your hand and then we can go in that order. So when we have 4 hands up, we'll begin. So at least the flow continues. Okay, since Vedi picked the topic, so we'll allow the boys to speak first. So maybe Binayak, you being the team lead, go ahead, let's begin this.
Hare Krishna, God is only forgiving to a select group. As we know, we get our punishments, or think of it, if there's a starving kid, maybe it's because of his karma of his last life. Why are only select groups given good karma? And why are only select groups, given being rich, and another group is being poor? Why is that? Shouldn't everyone start off on the same slate, on the same clean plate of what they have?
Very thoughtful point that God is selective, very selective or partial, and some are rich, some are poor, some are healthy, some are diseased, etc. Navya?
The only reason they're poor or wealthy is because of their karma. It's not that God puts karma on their plates. They earn whatever they get. And let's say you do something bad before you die, then why should that go unpunished? Just because you're starting off in a new life. You should, that's why, so it's not God's fault, it's ours.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. I think we had this discussion in the past, is God partial or not? Right? So try to not go in that zone. Try to keep to the topic about God's forgiveness. Okay, that's our core topic. God's forgiveness. Yes, Lakshay?
God is forgiving to like certain people because with some people like they don't do good things, like they're like against devotees, and then like the Juhu story, like the time when Srila Prabhupada was building temples like across the world, there are lots of people going against him, but Krishna was forgiving and helping Srila Prabhupada and the devotees. So I think he's like forgiving to some people, but not everyone.
Okay, very thoughtful point. So you are basically sharing that God is forgiving to his devotees, and in that story, we all know the Jewish story. There was there was a person who was trying to cause harm, and God punished him. Right? Is that your point, Lakshay? Very thoughtful. Okay. Yes, Vedi.
When Krishna was a baby, Putna came with the intention of killing him, but even when he killed her, she still got a place in Golok Vrindavan as his mother. So he saw past that she tried to kill him and saw that she was just trying to feed him. So like he basically forgave her by giving her one of the highest positions in his dham. So he's forgiving to everybody.
That's like like an ace card. How do you say, right? Putana story in forgiveness. So like, who can go beyond that, right? Someone trying to kill us, and we give them the best we have. Is it not? Who will do that? Someone tried to harm us to the worst degree possible by killing. That's like not a tiny slap, not a verbal slang, not maybe something they stole something from. These are our minor offenses, correct? But killing is like the worst, right? But that's what Putna's intention was. And God gave him what? What's the best thing? What's most dear to all of you, right? He'll say the most, right? Like one's family, one's parents, one's mother. So basically she became a nurse or like a mother. So very, very thoughtful point. Yes, Ashrit.
Yep. I'll say, even though it's not real, forgive me. I'll say that he's not forgiving because if like a devotee does something, but like a non-devotee does the same thing. But like imagine a devotee does something wrong, and then a non-devotee does something like wrong again, but he forgives his devotees, but not his like his non-followers.
Yes, quite similar to what Lakshay said. An example, like he killed Hiranyakashipu and protected Prahlad, correct? He killed so many demons, Kamsa, etc., etc. If he were forgiving, he said, okay, forgive them, right? All the Bakasur, Agasur, Takasur, so many, Putana. Also, of course, he killed Putana too, but forgave her. So, very thoughtful point. Okay. Yes, Chakrika. So by the way, we don't have next voice, and like all your ammunition is done, all your points are done. Like, yeah, we'll have a lot of girls' hands up. So yes, Chakri.
So I think God is forgiveful. forgiving everybody because like when you do something bad, like let's say you make somebody like fall or something, and then you hurt them. I think that's because and then like later on you get like a punishment for doing that. So basically, I think God is trying to teach you something so you won't do it in the future. And then like just for that, he'll just forgive it. If you keep doing it again and again, I feel like we'll get more punishments and all that. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very thoughtful point, Chakrika. That example of Putana or Hiranyakashipu, actually God is very forgiving. He gave them spiritual world, is it not? So apparently death anyways has to happen, but he gave them spiritual world. Yes, Athar, and then Vinita.
I don't think God is forgiving because, like, let's say if you say something bad about him, he wouldn't want a traitor to be in his heaven, and like he wouldn't want someone that like betrayed him to be in the very same place that's with him.
It's a little hard to understand. Maybe it's me, or I don't know if it's everyone.
I can hear him.
I can't hear him. The volume was so low.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Athar, maybe you can sit with your sister or change your microphone or something needs to be done. Okay, we'll go to Vinita in the meantime.
Hare Krishna. I was just gonna say that like God doesn't control what we do. Like we have our own free will. He just knows what's gonna happen based off of our own action, but he can't control what we do. And he'll only reciprocate like what we give him. So if we like he says in 9.22, he says Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Janam Paripasate Tesham Nitya Bhyuktanam Yoga Shimam Vahamyaham. He says, I like for those who worship me, I carry what they have and I preserve what they lack. So like he'll protect his devotees and he'll protect anyone like who wants to worship him also, if that makes sense.
Wonderful. I think all of you made very, very thoughtful points. And we all know also that he's very, very forgiving. What to speak of Krishna, his pure devotees are also very forgiving. I think we have shared this story of, you remember that there was a devotee, you all remember? He was taking a bath and then the other guy was spitting on him. Have I shared that story? Okay, I'll quickly share it again. It's a quick story. So there was a wonderful devotee. He went to the Ganges and took bath, right, in the holy water of Ganges. And as he was coming to go to the temple, there was an envious person sitting in his balcony on the second floor, and he could not tolerate this devotee. This devotee was not causing any harm or anything, not saying anything, was just minding his own business, going to the temple on the street. But because of the envy in this heart of this envious person, he spat on, like, literally he spat on this guy, this devotee, and said bad words too. This devotee did not say anything and went again to take bath because he was dirty. Came back again after taking the bath, going to the temple, minding his own business. This envious person was waiting in the balcony, spat again. Did not say anything. This devotee did not say anything. 15 times this happened. Guess what? How many of us will tolerate that much? Maybe once, twice. 15 times Chakrika will tolerate. That's so nice. So nice. I'm glad to be in all of your association who are so saintly. 16th time he was coming after the bath. This envious person fell at his devotees' feet. Please forgive me. I did so much offense. All his envy was gone. So the Krishna is very, very forgiving, and so are his devotees as well. Now, is he forgiving to his, if a devotee makes a mistake, will he forgive? Will he forgive? Yes. Arna, what do you think? If a devotee makes a mistake, will God forgive that devotee?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what does a mistake mean? And what does Krishna's forgiveness mean? That could vary. Sometimes he, like a father may punish, right? They may not reject their children. The child makes mistake. It's not that, okay, you are no more my child, get out of here and mind your own business. No, that's not what God does, right? They may disapprove of the act. The act you did was not appropriate, or the mistake you committed was wrong, or right? This is called disapprove, but not disown. They won't disown you, correct? So Krishna also does the same. And there's a wonderful book by His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu called Disapprove but Not Disown. Beautiful book. A lot of stories on this theme. So God also disapproves of this wrong act of his devotees. Can anyone give example that God, the Supreme Lord Krishna, disapproves of the wrong act of his devotee? Type in. I'm sure all of you have wonderful examples in this connection, but he will not disown, rather he will give them a second chance. He will give them a second chance to improve, to come back to the senses. Ajamil, yes, beautiful story of Ajamil. Navya, you like debates? How many of you like debates, by the way? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you like that kind of discussion, debate kind of format. Okay, we will do more debates since almost 50% or more of you like it. We will do more often. Okay, so a Jamil example was shared. Yes, beautiful, appropriate example. And so a devotee did, like a Jamil did something wrong, but Krishna gave him a second chance. Who else? Chakra? So you mean Sudarshan Chakra? Yeah, I think that story also is very nice. Krishna made his face look like a crow. Monkey, what's that? Can you elaborate that one, Sampada?
Yeah, so basically I heard this story where Narad Muni, he was doing tapasya, and then like all the devatas, they came to disturb Narad, or like kind of like distract him from the meditation towards Krishna. And then like at certain point Narad Muni thinks, oh, I'm such a good meditator, I'm such a good tapasvi, or like a good devotee. And then like because of that he goes to Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva says, okay, you're saying that to me, but like do not say that to Lord Vishnu. And then like Narad Muni is like, why should I not tell this to Lord Vishnu? Like, I should definitely tell that to Lord Vishnu too, that I'm a great devotee. And then he goes to Vaikuntha and he's like, Lord Narayan, I'm such a great devotee. You know what happened today? So basically, all the devatas came and then they tried to distract me, but then I did not get distracted by all those stuff that they did to me. And then because of that, there was like some lila where Narad Muni goes to this kingdom, and then like he wants to get married to this one princess of a king. And then at that point Lord Vishnu does some lila, and then he makes Narad Muni look like a monkey, because at that point he was asking a boon from Lord Narayan, that can you please make me look like Hari, like your own self. And then Hari also means a monkey, so he made him look like a monkey. So that was the story.
Thank you. Yes. It's Narad Muni and a few other places also. Narad Muni, falls a victim to. How about Indra in the Govardhan Leela, right? How about Ajamil we discussed? So we'll discuss maybe one more story. And this is the verse for today also. But by the way, and how many of us have made a mistake? How many of us have made a mistake, right? We are also aspiring devotees, sadhakas. Do we want Krishna to forgive us? Yes, we want that. So first, point number one, we have made mistakes. So as devotees, we should forgive others' mistake also. If we are not ready to forgive others of their mistake, how do we expect Krishna or others to forgive us of our mistakes? Isn't that unfair? We are expecting God, please forgive me of my mistakes. We are expecting our elders, parents, teachers, etc. Please ignore our shortcomings. And my intent was not bad. How many of us can relate to it? Okay, I did a mistake, but my intent was not bad. Maybe in that spur of the moment, I got a little agitated. Maybe I said something I should have not, right? So mistake should not be intentional. Point number one. That's not a mistake. That's a big blunder crime, right? Mistake is what? Mistake means we did not want to do it, right? Correct? Our intent was to not cause, or hurt anyone's feelings or cause any harm, physical, mental, emotional to anyone. It was accidental or it was unintentional. It was not intentional or like who wants accidents? No one wants accident, but still it happens, correct? Due to someone's mistake, right? Right? It happens due to a mistake. Or that's why we call it, oh, accidentally I slipped. Oh, accidentally this happened. No one wants that to happen, but still it happens. So mistake, if it's in that category, it was not planned, correct? It was accidental. It was momentarily, right? And the intent was good. Then Krishna will certainly forgive, right? He's not like a cruel dictator. He's there to help us, right? And accidentally, if we have some shortcomings and some shortfalls, will our mother, father not forgive us? Krishna is our best mother, best father. Millions and millions of times, he loves us more than any other mother, father could do. He'll certainly forgive us. Is it not? But provided it should not be a premeditated or pre-planned mistake. Pre-planned mistake could be any example, or intentional mistake, intentional premeditated crime. Who will give an example? Anyone? No one? Are you getting? I mean, you can just be like fictitious, like X goes to Y's home and Y has already planned that as soon as he comes, I will, maybe just on his head, I'll drop a big bag of some rocks or something, or I'll try to intentionally planning, like he's planning for that crime. Or as soon as he comes to my house, I will say bad things. Maybe I will feed something bad to him, which will cause him to some purgatives or something. I'll mix in this. These are all premeditated crime, right? This is really bad. That Krishna will not forgive, right? That God will not forgive. God will not, especially he does not forgive crime done to his devotees. Examples? He can tolerate anything, but he'll not forgive crime done to his devotees. Yes, so, please type it. I think all of you have some examples in your head. Type in fast. He'll not forgive that part. He'll forgive everything, but not, and type maybe in a few words so it's easy to just one word may not be sufficient. If you say, oh, Krishna forgave, like Brahma stole his friends. Yes, it was a Amrish Maharaj, beautiful story. Amrish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni story. Very, very classic example. Durvasa Muni was trying to cause havoc to Amrish Maharaj. Yeah, we're looking for example, harm to devotees, examples. Lord Chaitanya, Jagai Madai story, right? They hit Lord Balram. Was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, did he forgive them? Not until they begged real forgiveness. He was ready to like chop off their head by the chakra because they caused harm to Baldev or Nityananda Prabhu. Holika, very beautiful story. Holika tried to burn Prahlad and then she was killed. She was burned. So many examples. Hiranyakashipu, classic example. So there are a lot of such examples. But today, we'll discuss maybe one or two stories and see how God is very, very forgiving. And especially to his devotees. And if devotee makes a mistake, it should not be taken that seriously. And what are the two main things for a mistake to be called a mistake? We discussed that. Isha, go ahead.
Well, not doing it on purpose and I think like not doing it on purpose and I forgot that.
Accidental, like just it was momentarily, right? It's not that, okay, I'm not doing it on purpose, but again and again, repeating the same mistake is again a crime. Okay, if Vedai comes, I speak bad and say, oh, please forgive me, sorry. Next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. Then it's not a mistake anymore. Like, what are you doing to improve? Why, that means you were not, your intent was something maybe bad, isn't it? If I keep saying like this every day, I'm hurting her by speaking bad. Is my intent good? That means it's a premeditated thing, right? Because if your intent is not bad, then why don't you focus on try to improve, right? So in short, I'll read a little bit from here. And actually, this is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita. How many of you know 9.30 and 31? Anyone knows 9.30 and 31 verse in the Bhagavad Gita? Api cheta suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak shipram bhavati dharmatmas shashvat sat shantim nigachati. So 9.30, 9.31. Let's focus on these two verses today. How many of you already know this verse, 9.30 of Bhagavad Gita? Anyone already has memorized this? I'm not sure if it was covered in. Okay. Who wants to? Ashrit, go ahead. You know this verse before?
Yep.
Good.
Okay. Api chetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa.
Very nice. Arna, you want to read the translation?
Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination.
Very nice. So, who would like to add some comments here? Just from your reading. Who can paraphrase in your words this, what you just read? Jashit, go ahead. Can you do it? How many of you heard what was read or what was on the screen? Raise your hand if you at least heard what was read. Okay, please pay attention. We'll do one more time. Okay. Isha, go ahead, read, please.
Even if one commits the most adorable action,
Abominable. That's bad. The meaning is like a bad or a big mistake.
most abominable action if he is engaged in devotional service. He is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his
Determination. Good.
determination.
Okay. Now, how many of you can paraphrase it? Okay. Ayush, go ahead. Isha? Yeah, go ahead, Ayush.
If someone does something bad and then they like engage in devotional activities, then they could be like forgive by Krishna.
They can be forgiven if they're properly situated in bhakti. Very nice. And so for those who don't know this verse, can memorize this one. Beautiful verse. But if you have not done 9.31, which we're going to read next. So first do 9.31, and those who have already done 9.31 can do the 9.30. Who know this verse already? Who all know this verse? Some of you. Lakshay, go ahead. And
My hand is up from before closing.
yeah. Rama, where are you? Read the translation after Lakshay.
Shipram Bhavati Dharma Shashvat Shantimni Gachati Kaunteya Pratijyanti Jahanhi Name Bhakta Pranasyati.
Very good. We'll read translation. Karina, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhupada Krishna Pranam. Translation. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this comes in multiple times, right? That I'll protect my devotee never perish, I'll protect what he has and preserve, I'll provide what he lacks, and things like multiple. I am equipoised to all, but I am partial to my devotee. So in multiple ways, you will see Krishna is showing his special favor to devotees, and which is very natural. But then one can also say, well, God is impartially, partial. Is it not? Then you also become a devotee. He'll also become partial to you. It's not that the quota of like, okay, these are the 10 people who will be partial to. You also become like those 10, and then he'll be more partial to you too. How many of you think your teacher is partial? I'm not talking about this class, but or maybe even in this class. How many of you think I'm partial to some? Just be honest. It's okay, right? Should I tell honestly? What do you want to hear? I'm impartially partial. Anyone, any teacher, any father, any mother, any, will they always be partial to everyone. If there are, let's say, their father has 5 children, just for example. 2 of them very obedient, very, very sincere. They always do what the father, of course, father is saying for the good of the children. Will father be little more biased towards them? And 3 of them are all the bad habits. They never listen to the father. Father keeps repeating for their good, never study, no discipline, all the bad habits. Do you expect them to the father to be? He may provide the food to the other 3 also. Like God does not cut off the sunlight and the water supply for those people who are doing wrong things. He's the supreme father, correct? Does he cut out the sunlight for those non-devotees or those who are doing cow killing, those who are killing others? He does not cut out the sunlight. So any teacher, any father, any parent, any elder, they will always be. And you will also be, correct? That's how, right? But the other three can also be like the other two. If you feel the teacher is partial towards some students, then why don't you also try to become like those students? I'm not talking about this class, I'm talking about any class for that matter. How many of you feel, let's forget about this class, other class in your school or anything, how many of you feel the teacher is partial? Oh, quite a few of you, right? Sometimes it could be, there could be some selfish agenda, but a good teacher will be impartially partial. That means if you want to be in that partial list, you can also try to develop those qualities. How? Can you develop it? What do you think? Can you be in that zone too?
Yeah, you just have to like study more and all the stuff.
Yeah, studying more, paying attention, right? Asking good questions and doing what the teacher is asking you to do and stuff like that, right? Getting good grades, doing homework, doing things on time. Then naturally, any genuine teacher who is selfless will show extra mercy to you. Very natural, very natural. I'm talking about good teacher. I'm not talking about some may have selfish agenda. I'm not talking about that. Okay? Which most teachers are. Most. So is that fair? Okay, that's fair. So 931, 930 in that order. At least memorize one, if not both. Karina.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can we also like ask the students who are in the partial group like how they do it? Like, can we also like get some advice or something like that? That would be like a good way too.
Yes, absolutely. Don't tell on their face, hey, I think the teacher is partial to you. I want to be also. You know, it may not be, there's no like defined line here. Hey, basically you can say, and it applies to any field. Someone who is good in, let's say, maths, and you want to be good in maths, you can ask that person, right? Someone is good in, let's say, some other subject, you can ask that person that I also want to know. I think the teacher pays special attention to you. Just by being a good observer, you will learn things, right? Just if you are a good, thorough observer, you'll understand. You'll understand the mood of the teachers. If someone is sharing the whiteboard, can you please stop that? Hare Krishna. Thank you for your cooperation. Just being a good observer, right? We remember we discussed this topic, how to be first class student. And being a good observer, it was one of those main traits, right? Being a good observer, we learn a lot through just observing. If teacher has said something one time and we do it without asking him or her like 20 times again, repeating the same things, then, right, we are doing the other way down. Okay, quick story about King Indradumna, right? All of you know this story, but I'll quickly read, right? There was a great king named Indradumna, right? And we all know he became the elephant. So he ruled over a city called Pandya Desh, right? In the southern India. He was a great, great devotee of the Lord and had great kingdom. But one time he went to Malay Hills. He went to hills, Malay, you know, Malay Chandan, right? This word Malaysia comes from there, actually. The word Malaysia, comes from Malay Hill, which are known for sandalwood or Chandan. So, and then he was performing tapasya. He retired from his kingdom, this king Indradumna, and he was performing tapasya. Right? Whenever you hear the words, like try to link Vasudeva, Param Tapaha, right? So your Sanskrit will improve. You'll be able to link tapasya, tapa. So he took the vow of silence called Maun Vrata. Vrata means vow, Mauna means silence. Worship Lord Hari with great devotion. And at that time, Agastya Muni was visiting the place, that means Malay, with his disciples. But King Indradumna was busy in the worship and hence did not realize that the great sage was there. So, does it ring some other name also in your heads? So he was doing tapasya, did not realize this great sage has come. He was busy. Was it a premeditated offense to not respect that Agastya Muni? Was it a premeditated mistake? No. Did he intend to not respect Agastya Muni? No. So it was a mistake. Okay, Lakshay. Yeah, other example.
I remember an example. It's not a king not realizing that there's a sage, but it was a sage. I forgot the name of the sage, but the sage was deep in meditation, and Parikshit Maharaj was out on a hunting trip, and then he was like hungry and tired and thirsty, so he went to the sage's hermitage. But since the sage didn't
I think yeah, got it. Yep. The sage basically was in tapasya and he did not notice that the great king Parikshit had come and he gave him a sin. You will die in 7 days. And that's the Bhagavatam, the beginning of Bhagavatam. Navya, or who knows the name of that sage? Anyone knows? Who was doing tapasya? Actually, the sage did not offer this curse. The sage's son offered the curse. So who knows the sage and the sage's son? Navya knows? Yeah, please tell.
Was it Shringi?
Shringi. Shringi was the father or the son? Sampada, you know? Ashrit?
I think it's the father.
Samika? Is it the Samika, the son's name?
Shringi was the son.
No, wait.
Shamik?
Is the father Samika then?
Yes. Arna, what do you say?
Yeah, I was about to say that Shringi was the son.
And Shamik was the father. So we see this happens, and it could happen like sometimes you could be busy. How many of you have experienced this? You could be busy doing something and someone felt, hey, you did not offer respect to me. I came to your room or this or that. You basically ignored me. You may not intend to do that, but you were just busy maybe in your homework or in something important and you didn't realize that someone. It could happen. So anyways, back to this. So who type in the king did not offer respect or unknowingly, basically the Muni, the sage dash, felt disrespectful that the king dash did not offer respect to him, right? I want to know both the names from a few. So the king said, hey, the sage said, hey, you are so uncultured and rude like an animal and cold. You are dumb like an elephant. So you become an elephant. So King Indradumna who accidentally did not offer respect to sage Agastya and his disciples, the sage Agastya said, you become elephant. Was that appropriate? What do you think? Not appropriate. But everything in God's plan happens for a reason. So God wants to show the greatness of the king. Through his devotees, he wants to show that even in animal life, right? In the next life, he became the great king, Gajendra. Gaja means elephant, and Indra means, what's the meaning of the word Indra? Type in. Most of you know this. So what is Gaja plus Indra? Type in. So he became the Gajendra, and You know the story. He was caught by the crocodile. There was a big fight, thousands of years. And finally, he became, he was able to remember the prayers from his previous life. And he offered those prayers called Gajendra Stuti. And guess what? Lord Krishna came and rescued him. Same is the beautiful story of King Chitraketu also, who became a demon, who actually became a demon in the next life, right? Because anyone knows the name of the demon? King Chitraketu? Vritrasur. Maybe one day we'll discuss. How many of you know this story, King Chitraketu and Vritrasur? Okay, maybe we'll cover that in more details. And it is a quite big story. But the point here is multiple stories are there in this connection. Then God is very, very forgiving, especially to his devotees. So it's a few takeaways from this. If we make some mistake, we should not go in the zone of like, hey, I'm good for nothing. I always make mistake. My life is a mistake. I am, epitome of mistake, and there's no one who can. That's bad. Well, God is there to forgive. We are not God. To err is human, but we learn from the mistake, and God will forgive. If that's not premeditated, it's not intentional, we will learn, we will improve, we'll get better. That should be our mood. We'll not repeat the same mistakes. Okay. And if someone else does, it's okay. We empathize. I am also. Prabhuji, he said, someone said, oh, Avni said, I'm so sorry, Prabhuji. I'm so sorry. I got late for this class. It's okay. I know I have been late to so many things in life. It's okay. It happens. I know your intention was not to get late. So we are able to empathize. But I have right to chastise if I've never committed that mistake in life. I have also done so many, maybe in a different way, maybe some other mistakes. Maybe you could be very timely, but not do homework, right? You could be very timely, or I could be timely, but I have other shortcomings. So we have no right to say, hey, you are wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, you are doing. First person, we should work on ourselves, okay? And be kind to others. Even if they make mistake, it's okay, it happens. My friend, my brother, my, sister, it happens, it's okay. God is very kind and forgiving. It's okay. And so we are his aspiring devotees. It's okay. Let's not make a big deal of it. Is that okay? So let's take some quick thoughts, comments, and do we have the Kahoot today? We do have. So while everyone is getting ready, so you get ready, and we can take at least a few thoughts or comments or any takeaway message from today's discussion. And your verses will be 9:30, 9:31. And a big, Haribol to Navya. Actually, she was the only one who I saw put some learnings from the class. I really appreciate Navya. And I'm not being partial, please don't. I'm not being partial by saying so. It's the facts are in front of you, right? Some of you also wrote a little later, but I think Navya wrote some comments. Who else wrote some comments? Raise your hand if you wrote comments. Lakshay wrote, yeah, I saw a little later. Okay, please write some comments. Now, again, this will only enhance your learning, what you took home, okay, for your good. So any take-home thoughts, any comments, reflections, anything struck you today? Let's take maybe a few thoughts. Yeah. Karina, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one thing that really made me feel surprised today was how much how God forgives you really means. If something bad happens and Krishna forgives you, there's so much deeper meaning to that than I could ever imagine. Like every time I go in a class with you, Prabhuji, you always make it open up, and I'm like, wow, that is so like anything that I did not expect. I don't understand.
It's all this wonderful Vaishnava Sangha. You are all discussing. I'm just facilitating all of you. You are source house of my knowledge. You're helping me so much to learn and understand it deeply by bringing up these comments, sharing, debate, etc. Thank you. Any other thoughts, comments, questions anyone has? Yes, go ahead, Isha.
Well, it's like out of topic, but I had a thought that like Krishna I think someone cursed him that that his whole family and friend like his whole family one day will all vanish and go away. But like Ram's, he didn't have a curse, so I want to know, like, is his family still going on, and who is it?
Okay, that maybe question needs a lot more discussion and proper understanding also, which we can't do in 2-3 minutes because it's a big story, and these are all his transcendental leelas. No one can curse God, and he is above all these things. He's not beyond, he's not in this mode, right? What to speak of God? Even pure devotees, no one can curse them, right? Even if they curse, like it is there, they are aspiring, because nothing can happen without God's will. So even the person cursing, let's say Mr. X is cursing, hey God, this will happen. Can they speak a word without God's sanction? No. So we have to understand that God is beyond all this. So even whatever he does, all those pastimes which you said, there is some truth there, but it is only to a way to do his Leela. Okay. Yes. Any other thoughts before the Kahoot starts? Questions? Okay. Yes, I think Vinita will take over. So thank you, my dear friends. Hare Krishna. Take care. Vinita, please take over.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Let me just share the screen. Okay, can you all see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yup.
Yeah,
Hey,
we can see it.
Can we do a quizzes after this? Like something like that?
I don't think there's a quizzes that's ready to play, but we can choose any of these modes that you guys want to play.
Okay.
Which one are we playing? Are we playing the classic mode or?
Should we just play classic today?
Yup.
Okay.
Okay, I'm fine with anything.
Okay, let's play classic. All right.
6, 5, 7, 7, 4, 7.
Chakrika, you're unmute.
What?
Are we still waiting on people? Okay, are we all ready? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start then.
There's no like music in it.
Yeah, so that's the answer. Okay, good job.
Yeah, Vinita, you might have to share with the sound on if that helps.
Oh, can you not hear the sound?
No. There's a radio button where you have to, maybe after this question. I don't know if there's no way to pause the quiz. Actually, the quiz will run.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll share it next time. I thought I was sharing the sound. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe you can be the entertainer also by reading questions and by
Yeah.
keeping it engaged.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that one was a bit tricky, I know. Okay, why did Vasudev glorify Kamsa? He admired him, he couldn't think of anything else to say, he wanted to soothe Kamsa's ego so he would be pacified, or just why not? Did we all answer? Oh, good job, look at that, 10 for 10. Okay. Oh, multi-select. How did Vasudev glorify Kamsa? By telling him that he's a hero and that he's the son of the Guru dynasty, by telling him that his actions are very bad, by reminding him that killing his sister wasn't a good look on him, or by telling him that he needs to calm down. How did he glorify Kamsa? Hey, good job, everybody. Oh, changing the leaderboard. Okay. What did Vasudev do after this didn't work? Like after glorifying Kamsa didn't work? Give up, use philosophy or reasoning, let Kamsa kill Devaki, or attack Kamsa. Okay, good job. What philosophy did Vasudev use? One who is born is sure to die. You can't listen to random voices from the sky. Just wait a little bit, or he didn't use any philosophy at all. Yeah, one who is born is sure to die. That's 2.27 or 23, I think. Yeah. True or false? This was enough to convince Kamsa not to kill Devaki. Like the philosophy was enough for him not to kill Devaki. Yeah, most of you got it. He still wanted to kill her after that. Why? So why wasn't he convinced with the philosophy? Vasudev's reasoning wasn't strong enough. He misheard Vasudev. He was a bloodthirsty tyrant, or sinful people just don't care about their karmic reactions. Okay, we were a little bit split on this one, but it is because he was a sinful person. He didn't care what happened after he committed sinful activities. So, okay. So what happened next? What happened after Kamsa still wasn't convinced? Vasudev promised his sons to Kamsa. Vasudev let Kamsa kill Devaki. Vasudev got annoyed and started fighting with Kamsa, or Kamsa killed Devaki and then Vasudev. Okay, good job. I was hoping this one would be a bit tricky, but good job, everybody. Okay, so why did Vasudev promise his sons to Kamsa? Because, like, what was his reasoning? Kamsa might die before their sons are born, or one of their sons will kill him. Smart people avoid death when they can, or don't invite death to their doorstep. Oh, hey, good job. Didn't even finish reading. Okay, true or false? Vasudev was feeling like great anxiety when he promised his kids and he was trying to pacify him and trying to convince him not to kill Devaki. Yeah, he felt very anxious, but like I think that's a quality for devotee, like feeling anxious but smiling on the outside and keeping your cool and knowing what to do. Another true or false. So now Kamsa was convinced not to kill Devaki. Yeah, that it was true. Now he was like, okay, fine, as long as I have control over what's going to happen next. He was fine. Okay, last one. In a stressful situation, you have to adapt, think fast, compromise, or all of the above. Yeah, it was all of the above. You have to adapt, think fast, and compromise, just like Vasudev did. Okay, let's look at the podium. Okay, Lakshay in third place, good job. Navya in second place, very nice. And Elfie in first place, yay! Good job, everybody. Yeah, that's it for today. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.